Jim, another thing I wanted to talk to you about was something we did not review when we reviewed Smackdown on the Experience the other day because it was not on the actual show, but footage is out there and exclusive to WWE YouTube. LA Knight confronting Hit Row.
And this thing has gotten 1.2 million views as of this morning when I watched it. I don't know what it'll be up to by the time the people hear this, the cult of Cornette, but it wasn't even a confrontation. Apparently, with the trimming they did on the SmackDown show, or for whatever reason, LA Knight was not on that show. And we all know the reasons why Skid Row wasn't on the show. So they did a deal for the Live House and put the video on YouTube where Skid Row is in the ring and Flop Dollar is doing a promo where he's trying to hit the crowd with heel lines, and they're laughing, and the crowd is neither laughing nor booing. They're just sitting there rolling their fucking eyes like, what? And the shit's falling flatter than four. You can hear a mouse pissing on cotton in the corner in this crowd.
No, the best part, though, is as this is happening and they're quiet, the other members have microphones. So do you hear, yeah. Yes. There's no one else reacting except
the girl, what's her name?
Bayfabe.
Bayfabe.
What?
Bayfabe.
Bayfabe.
Well, she's going, that's right. And nobody else is saying a word. They're in this arena. Nobody's reacting. The lines are falling flat. And then suddenly, LA Knight's music plays and the people go ballistic. And here he comes. And there's no verbal confrontation or reason for him. They didn't even mention his name. He just slides in the ring and starts kicking the shit out of him. And as he's fighting, boom, and the people are, yay! And then they stop him because it's two of them and the girl jumped out. It's two of them and one of him. So they stop him and he sells for him for a second. And now the people are booing everything that either member of Skid Row does because it's to LA Knight. And then as soon Flop Dollar is going to give him some kind of move while the other guys, up on the ropes glorifying to the fans. And LA Knight comes out of that and gives Flop Dollar the big cutter from behind or whatever, neck breaker. The point, again, Flop Dollar, it looks like some guy parking cars at the fucking local high school basketball game. One of the fathers just happened to wander into the fucking wrestling ring. And every time he tries to do anything physical, it looks like his arms and legs aren't hinged in the direction that most people's are. And it's odd. It's captivating, but odd. So boom, he puts him down. And then the other guy jumps down. And, oh, shit. And LA Knight hits him with stuff, throws him over the top rope out of the ring, I think. And it hit boom, boom. It just beat him up and shoved him out. And then grabbed the mic. And, of course, the people are ballistic over him. And they do the LA Knight. Yeah. And then he says, I'm going to make it short and sweet. Tell him whose game this is. And LA Knight again. And he fucking rolls out. He had them in the palm of his hand. When he got in the ring after he'd beaten up Skid Row, he grabs the microphone and he just looks around and he just waves it around in a circle slowly so the people will get the idea that they're on mic and whatever they say. And they start doing his thing. And he milks just perfectly. And he has a presence. And, so this whole thing was under 3 minutes. But it tore the house down. And yes, there is some element of it's easy because everybody loves to see Flop Dollar try to take a bump. But it wouldn't have worked if 90% of the roster had come in and done that way. It would just, they love LA Knight. Especially because they barely get to see him.
But what does this say? He comes out there, he gets this big pop, gets this big number on YouTube. We have seen reports, WrestleNomics has reported, he's one of the biggest merch movers in the company now. We talked about this being the last Vince McMahon run Garden show, likely. The reaction someone gets in the Garden, I would have to think even old man Vince that may matter something to.
You would think, because again, the Vince that I knew almost 30 years ago, it wouldn't have taken him this long if that kind of swell was coming from the audience, from the fans organically, to go ahead and ride the wave of that. But hopefully now they saw that. There are people in the company that are seeing the same thing we're seeing and that everybody's talking about. And I mean, he's won a few matches lately, which is a sharp departure from what they've done before, but they're going to either push him or Vince is still carrying a grudge because he sucked at being a fucking male model manager.
I don't know, because even she moved on with her life in WWE. She's now an Olympian or whatever the fuck the gimmick is.
she's wearing hose on her fucking boobs.
What?
No,
she's wearing hose on her boobs.
You haven't seen that?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds filthy.
Well, it is. Shoosh Boy, his T-shirt says shoosh on it, right? SHOOSH.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
Well, she has now, since she's joined the group, she is now wearing his shirt, but it's trimmed in the middle so that you can see her cleavage, and she's got a over-the-shoulder one-piece type of thing on over the top of it, so all you can see is HOOS. Hose.
Is Russo writing for them again?
One would think that, but no, apparently he's still depressed because everybody's forgotten him.